What's going on, you guys? In the last video, which I'll link down below, I talked about what I believe are the most efficient and simplest exercises to do using a total gym or sliding bench if you want a really basic, simple approach and maximizing your time in the machine. Here, I want to take a step further and talk about what I believe are some of the best exercises, the most core foundational exercises I'd recommend people do to complement their training, maybe from the last video, the stuff I talked about. But also, if you're just a total gym purist who really just enjoys and uses this gym more or less exclusively, these are some exercises I would definitely say consider incorporating a little bit in your routine. I've listened to my own advice about that. So let's get into it. Please like and subscribe if you guys are interested in this content. The very first exercise is going to be a body weight squat, dumbbell squat, barbell squat, whatever you want, some kind of squat off the machine. I talked about how you can get very creative with using the total gym and sliding benches and working your legs, but there's a lot of value in just doing freestanding squatting, working those stabilizers, working the connection between your ankles, knees, and hips in a freestanding motion. Obviously, work with what you can do. If you can't get that low or can't get the parallel, you're working on it, you can actually use the total gym itself as kind of like a box squat to kind of help you. You can load this in a variety of ways. Obviously, if you want to up your strength in your lower body a little more efficient, maybe easier, because I know that's a criticism. It's like, well, why do you just get off the total gym and do some other leg stuff off the machine if you want to work your legs? And that's a fair point. So you don't have to stay in the machine. Sometimes I just prefer using the machine, but the point is definitely the options are there. And I think the value in just doing some squatting outside of, or at least learning to squat if you haven't done that either, the value of that is definitely tremendous. The next thing that's definitely up there, like maybe this is like up there on the top exercises, would be some sort of hinging or bending pattern. Or you could say like a deadlift pattern. I'm doing like a Romanian deadlift here. I'm not going all the way to the ground, but the value in this, it looks similar to a squat, but you don't have to go super crazy. I'll show you guys some options here in a second, but I will link these dumbbells down below if you guys are interested in them. Is just that this works on the integrity of just your spinal erectors, working on your hip extensors, like your muscles, like in your glutes. And again, that connection between your hips and your legs to your back in one fluid motion. I actually did a video about this, the best way to deadlift with dumbbells. I'll link that down below too if you guys are interested. This isn't a form video. I could talk more about the form, know why it's important, but the point is definitely learn to deadlift, learn to hinge. Don't have to do it all the time, but this is definitely an area I think that's important that gets a little bit neglected. And also, like I said, you don't need a lot of heavy weight. Here I'm even doing a single leg version. You could use stuff around the house. If you got a pair of dumbbells, don't have to be super heavy, not to be super crazy with it, unless your goals are to increase strength and increase leg strength in general. But very valuable exercise. You can use something as simple as the resistance band. I link these down below. There's still like the promo code for this too if you guys want to check that out for the undersum bands. You don't even need these. Honestly, you could just do a body weight too, but if you're looking for an inexpensive way to kind of load your legs and your spinal erectors and your back and your hips and glutes, I would say pick up a resistance band and kind of throw this into the mix. With resistance bands, I keep it really simple, just like with the total gym. For legs, especially if I want to load my legs a little more that day, this is a staple exercise along with that resistance band squat. And what I'm going to show you here in a second is kind of like an honorable mention on my list of recommended exercises. And the reason I'm picking these exercises is really because they cover a lot of bases here. But this exercise here is kind of like I would say a better version of a lunge. Yes, you can do a basic lunge, but some people find lunges kind of cumbersome. I just find this single leg, kind of like a drop step lunge or single leg squat, if you want to call it that. Most people can kind of accessibly do this, and most people tell me it's a little more comfortable than doing a basic like lunge or walking lunge. And you can really load your leg pretty efficiently with just a simple band, and you can obviously load this up, grab different grips and stuff like that. So that's why I included this. This is why you're not seeing things like flies, extra curls, extra rowing, is because I think you get a lot of that stuff, or even like shoulder stuff in general. You get a lot of that from just the total gym. The perfect push-ups, I link these down below too. I think push-ups are something, regular push-ups, not only do they help complement the lack of chest exercises on the machine, but again, just another foundational movement pattern I think most people should get good at doing. If you can't go on your toes, you can always go to your knees to work on that. You can utilize the total gym or a sliding bench, or in this case I'm using the Great Flex to make it even harder. But I would say incorporate some push-ups if you can, aside from your general pressing. Now here, this might seem awkward. Why am I doing a burpee or an up down in the top exercises? This is because I'm encouraging a lot of people, as they get older, it gets harder to get up and down off the ground. This also just helps with just agility, being a little more agile, definitely cardiorespiratory fitness. You can go slow, you can go fast, but I think there's value to doing this, practicing getting up and getting up off the ground. This kind of leads into another area that maybe gets lumped in toward the end as kind of cardio. You can use it as part of like an interval because the total gym can kind of stagnate, and I like the total gym because it doesn't seem like work, but there's some value getting off the machine once in a while. Do some little cutting exercises, go for the knees, joints, and ankles. Don't have to go super crazy, you know, make some stuff up, go up and down, do some little agility cutting. I think that has a lot of tremendous benefit to most people, assuming where you are in life. Now this exercise here, the prone cobra, I've said this in a number of videos, one of the most underrated exercises of all time is the prone cobra. What you want to do is get and flatten the ground, squeeze your butt to get off the ground. Don't stay low like that. Keep yourself nice and high, keep your head in neutral, turn your hands out this way, as you can kind of see how, maybe pause the video and look how I'm doing this. The reason so is when I turn my hands out, I really can retract those muscles into my back, upper part of my traps, my back, lower back, and obviously glutes. Why this is so important is because a lot of people complain about back pain. A lot of people don't work the lower back muscles specifically, and even the glutes as much, I think, as they should if you're just doing total gym exclusively. This exercise just works on all those weak points. I can't say enough about this exercise. Just works a lot of the weak areas that if you're working at a desk job all day. My point is everybody should be doing this exercise. It's one I have to do more often. Ideally, if you can get to like a nice 3-minute hold, that's good. A lot of people do planks and stomach exercise with the stomach. This is what everybody should be doing for their core exercise, because this is the exercise that works a lot of those weak points that most people kind of neglect in their workouts. So you can see I'm spending a lot of time with this. I'm just trying to tell you guys that this is a great exercise, underrated. A lot of people should be doing it. It's kind of like flossing. It's one of those exercises that I say I'm going to get to. I know I should do it, but I don't do it. All right, then last but not least, pick some form of cardiovascular activity that you enjoy. For instance, I'll go out for runs occasionally. I wear my weight vest and go for little walks. I love my row machine. I love my Cellerciser. I'll link both those things down below. The point is, pick something else that maybe gets the heart rate up a little bit higher than normal. I'm not saying you have to kill yourself. I'm not saying you have to go for like X amount of minutes or X amount of intensity, but I think there's value in just raising the heart rate occasionally. I mean, definitely, yes, you can do it in the total gym, but for me, I just felt like the total gym is perfect for resistance training that's straightforward, it's fun, it's easy relatively, so to speak, in the sense that it doesn't feel like it's really like hard exercise. But I'm just trying to find unique ways for me personally to kind of trick myself into doing a lot more physical activity, but at the same time, you know, reap all the benefits of resistance training, cardiovascular fitness, general fitness. And I think these subtle suggestions I'm saying, use those fundamental exercises I said in that last video, and take some of these other exercises and movement patterns that I said outside the video, and I think you got a total package of a great fitness program. So that's it, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video, and questions, comments, feedback, let me know. Thanks.